Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic, well, whatever, preview, we'll call it, for Wednesday, the 15th of November, 2017, as we enter what could be options unraveling for the month of November. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures form. I mean, again, these days have all been so small. Most of the year horrible from that, but we're up. It says we're up 100 points on the S&P since back in August. But most of the days on the climb were very small. The individual days since then have been small. We're exactly where we were 3 weeks ago. And it's just not a very exciting market. The range and the volatility have not been very interesting. I do expect that'll end, but it's not happening yet. Let's take a look at the major indices. Then we'll look at the intraday action from Tuesday. Go from there. Here's a look at the crude oil. Down $1.75. That's a big move, down 55 cents after making new highs for the year the last couple of days. Gold up $1.20. S&P cash loses about 6. Remember that 13 sell signal on the S&P cash index. That's the high day so far. NDXK loses 22.54. It's kind of a blip. Again, the high day was back about a week ago. SOX down 1. Doesn't really mean much. Biotechs, though. Remember, as go banks and biotechs, so goes the market. The biotechs have been tanking for 3 or 4 weeks here, and they just made new lows since July. Down 50.94 today. The VIX gains 99 cents. Not a big deal, but it was higher earlier in the day, so we're finally seeing the VIX come back. And again, we like to see the VIX above 12. It's anywhere in that 12 to 18 range is more normal. Some of those single-digit numbers we saw, that was just scary. Got the trend 1.53. It's a big reading on the trend. Puts the 10-day moving average at 1.02, which is not a signal. Look at the Nasdaq volume. 3 days in a row. Friday, even with Veterans Day, that was down from what we saw last week. Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, all 1.99 billion shares. And this is down. Keep in mind, since we topped the market about a week and a half ago with that 13 sell signal on the S&P, the volume has been up at the top and as we head lower, much bigger than what we saw and any drifting up. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq negative 193, on the New York negative 460. Google gains 44 cents. That's obviously a blip. Apple down $2.63. That does not look good. If you get a gap down tomorrow morning on Apple, that's going to be a floating island. Amazon up $7.67. Why not? New closing high in Amazon. We got Netflix, which had the 13 sell signal. It's still down from there, but it was up 63 cents on the session. Tesla, that we made good money on yesterday, down $6.70. TLT up 84 cents. Goldman Sachs down $3.30. Remember, look at that 13 sell signal on Goldman back there. Right on the money. Amazing. All right, let's look at the futures from the last couple, 2.5 days here. So again, if you look back, we see Friday, which was Veterans Day. We had the gap down Monday. We filled and then just drifted sideways most of the rest of the day. So Tuesday, we gapped down. Flat for the first hour, finally dipped. Actually, a pretty good dip and plunge there. Then we rebounded back to swing to new highs, did not fill the gap. And then the rest of the day was pretty uneventful. Nasdaq side, gap down, closed where we opened. That's about it. Ranges were about average for what they should be. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal, but let's look at the data coming out on Wednesday. So we've got the CPI, an hour before the bell, and retail sales an hour before the bell, along with Empire State Manufacturing Index. 30 minutes into the market, we've got business inventories. An hour in, we've got crude oil. And at 4 p.m., we've got tick long-term purchases. So we've got the CPI is a big number, and the retail sales can be too. And the other thing to remember is that we might get options unraveling, and that means an hour into the market, we could see a move, so we'll be watching for that. Again, it's not a triple expiration, but it's still an expiration. Next week's Thanksgiving. We're going to have a short week next week. My favorite week of the year, though. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.